been asked so many times to make a video about banned children's books and what having a book banned really means. Now, this is a loaded topic, so I wasn't sure whether or not I should cover it. But the issue of banned books absolutely affects all of us who write for children. So even if this video ruffles a few feathers and may receive some unkind comments, I know it will help so many fellow children's authors. And in the end, that's really what I'm here to do. So in this video, we will look at what book bans really are, how they actually work, and most importantly, why and how they matter to every single one of us writing for children today. So let's jump right in. Hi there, I'm Eevi, an award-winning children's author and ghostwriter over on eevijones.com and the creator of Children's Book University. I create videos specifically for us children's authors, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. What are book bans? A children's book ban happens when a book is removed or restricted in a specific setting, usually a public school, school library, or public library, because its content is considered controversial, inappropriate, or ideologically challenging by certain individuals or groups. But here's something really important to understand. Banned books are not illegal. They're often still available online in bookstores and at home. The ban simply limits who can access them and where. Book bans have been growing. In the 2023-24 school year alone, over 4,000 titles have been banned. Most bans targeted young adult and adult titles, but 80 of those bans were picture books for young readers in just one school year. Now, who's behind book bans? Book bans are often implemented as a result of parent or community challenges, administrative decisions, or in response to taken actions by lawmakers or other governmental officials. A ban then leads to a previously accessible book being either completely removed from availability to students, or the access to a book becomes restricted or diminished either temporarily or permanently. Here it's important to recognize and understand that books that are available in schools, whether that's in a school library, a classroom library, or as part of a curriculum, those books were directly selected by librarians and educators as part of their educational offerings to students. So every time a book ban occurs, those teachers and librarians' choices are overridden by school boards, administrators, or politicians. Now, who is affected by these book bans? The bans mainly affect teachers and librarians who now lose trusted and needed classroom tools, students who lose access to these stories, and of course communities as a whole through the ban in libraries. But these increasing book bans also affect us, the authors, especially those of us who are writing books that help kids navigate the world with empathy, curiosity, and courage. To us, these aren't just any stories. These are often mirrors and windows, the exact types of stories we set out to write when we decided to become children's authors in the first place. Books that we wrote because we felt they were needed. Now, what are some real examples? What children's books have been banned throughout history? To me, the most surprising fact is that bans don't just hit edgy books or new releases. Book bans affect books many of us authors grew up with. The Lorax by Dr. Seuss, for example. This book has been banned in some places and challenged in others, primarily due to concerns about its environmental message and perceived criticism of the logging industry. Draw Me a Star by Eric Carle has been banned in several school districts because of the book's depiction of a nude man and woman, often interpreted as representing Adam and Eve. The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein has been banned and challenged by some schools and libraries, primarily due to concerns about its portrayal of an unhealthy relationship. Among some of the more recently banned books is Sofia Valdez, Future Press by Andrea Beatty. This book is an inspiring story for young readers about making a difference, and it's been banned because the book features a pin on Sofia's grandfather's hat that some individuals interpreted as a pride symbol. Anti-Racist Baby by Ibram X. Kendi. This book is about promoting positive values and encouraging open conversations about race, and it's been banned in some school districts and libraries because of the book's focus on race and social justice, topics that some individuals or groups perceive as unsuitable for younger children. Unicorns Are the Worst by Alex Willan is a glittery picture book that is told from the point of view of an envious goblin and has been banned because it features an image of the goblin's butt. And Pink is for Boys by Rob Perlman carries a message that pink is for everyone and that life is not color-coded, encouraging children to love racing or unicorns no matter their gender. So looking at these examples, what are these bans trying to accomplish? Supporters of book bans often say that they are trying to protect children from exposing them to different values their parents may hold. And so oftentimes these bans target books with themes of identity, race, gender, and history. And while these bans are meant to protect children, they also take away the chance for kids to feel seen, to understand others, or to ask thoughtful questions. So what then are some arguments against banning books? One argument is that banning books stifles parental choices as a whole. Book bans don't give people more control, and that's because bans take a book away from everyone. So removing books from libraries doesn't protect parental rights, it erases them. True freedom means we get to choose what's best for our family, not what's best for all families. Another argument against banning books is that exposure doesn't equal endorsement, meaning reading about something doesn't mean kids will adopt it. It means they'll understand it better. Books are meant to be a safe place to explore life's big questions and to help children build empathy. Reading about racism, for example, doesn't make a child racist. Reading about gender identity doesn't change their identity. It simply helps them understand and respect others. Another argument against book bans is that shielding children from reality doesn't prepare them. It weakens them. Children are already aware of more than we think, and so books help them make sense of it in healthy, age-appropriate ways. When books are banned to discuss race, loss, or identity, we don't make those things go away. We just make kids deal with them alone. So if a child knows someone who is bullied because of their skin color or faith, they should be able to see stories that reflect those experiences. Children ask tough questions, so instead of erasing these topics altogether, it would be so much more powerful to have them explore those questions through thoughtful stories. And it's our books that provide for an opportunity to have open conversations that families and teachers can navigate together. But why and how does all of this matter to us as children's authors? Well, one, our own books could be targeted. Books with diverse characters, stories about fairness, kindness, or history, these are often the books that are being banned. So if we write for children with empathy, if our work reflects the world as it is or the world we hope it can be, we might face challenges too. Not because our books are dangerous, but because they may not align with others. Two, publishers are paying attention. With the uptick in book bans, some publishers are becoming quite cautious, so they may pass on books they think might be too controversial, making it even harder to break into the traditional world of publishing, if that's something you have been thinking about. And three, we as authors have a responsibility. As children's authors, we are not just storytellers. We are also trying to help little ones with our stories. And when books are banned, so are our voices. It's so important for little ones to see themselves in books. Growing up in Germany, I had not a single picture book with characters that looked like me, Asian girls or Asian boys. So I struggled with my identity for a very, very long time. And little ones also deserve to see others, especially those whose experiences differ from their own. That's how we grow into kind, curious, and informed people. Our books are meant to create these safe spaces for big conversations. Shielding our kids from difficult topics doesn't protect them, it isolates them. Some of the most challenged children's books today center on joy, identity, or family. All themes that teach our little ones about love, about inclusion, and how we see and treat ourselves and others. Every time a book is banned, it limits our kids' curiosity. And curiosity is one of the most important tools we can give a child. So what can we do? It's so empowering to know that there are things we can do, individually and collectively. One, we can and should stay informed. There are many different ways we can track banned books through organizations like PEN America or the American Library Association. Knowledge is power. Two, we can support fellow authors. We can buy their books, we can recommend them, or share them on social media. And three, we can donate books. If a school or library removes a book, we can donate a copy to a little free library, a community center, or perhaps a student book drive. Now, as we are writing our own stories, what should we as children's authors pay attention to? One, our theme and messaging. Here we will want to be intentional about how our book explores identity, fairness, history, or social justice, so we can better anticipate how our work might be perceived in polarized environments. And two, we will want to pay attention to our state's legislation. And that's because some states may be adopting book rating systems, parental rights laws, and curriculum censorship bills that could directly affect our book's ability to reach others. If our book is banned and challenged, we can leverage the moment to amplify its message. We can create educator resources, or we can participate in read-alouds and donation campaigns. I understand the fear. No one wants their child exposed to something they are not ready for. But that's exactly why books matter. They meet kids where they are, give them tools to understand the world, and remind them they are not alone. Being a children's author is not just about creating stories. It's about shaping how children see themselves, others, and the world. So book bans affect us all. Even if our own books aren't currently being challenged, what we do as a whole is being challenged. We write for children, for the child who feels different, for the child who feels unseen, for the child who might never hear their story unless we write it, and unless it's kept on the shelf. So let's keep writing, let's keep supporting each other, and let's protect stories that protect kids. And if your book is ever challenged or banned, remember this: you didn't fail. You wrote something that made someone feel. As children's authors, we believe in the power of our stories to build empathy, understanding, and courage. This is such a touchy topic, so thank you for being here and for being the kind of writer who cares. I so hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really encourages me to keep making free videos for you just like this one. Here's to writing children's books that truly make a difference. Bye!